if you want to.
Okay. What's your name and position on the team?
Mike Bamford, and I'm the right side slot back.
What does that mean?
There's two running backs on each side of the line and one fullback in the middle. So I'm the running back on the right side.
Okay. How long have you been playing on varsity?
Playing actually since junior year, but I've been on the varsity team since sophomore year.
Did you start varsity your junior year?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How long have you been playing football in general?
I started in kindergarten, and that was flag football. And then I started tackle in second grade, and I've been playing ever since then.
Who were your coaches when you were playing?
Up until fifth grade, my dad, Keegan O'Rourke, and Dean Emiston were the coaches.
Mm-hmm.
And then from fifth grade to seventh grade, we had Coach Copagan, who's just a different guy. And then middle school, our dads came back, and I'm still playing with Wyatt Emiston. He's the fullback.
And were you in the FCCJC?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the way through.
What would be your favorite memory, would you have to say, from when you played in elementary school and middle school?
There's a few good mud bowl games where it was just super rainy, but one of my favorite memories was I was the middle linebacker, and I ran and I jumped over both lines to sack the quarterback right at the start of the play.
Yeah, that's a good one. What got you started playing football?
I don't remember what really got me started, but I've loved it since I've played.
Did you watch it a lot when you were little?
Yeah, I would watch like Sunday games,
Mm-hmm.
watch with my dad and friends.
What's your favorite team?
Kansas City Chiefs or the Buffalo Bills.
Awesome. Do you see yourself playing in college?
I could see myself playing in college. I don't know if that opportunity is going to be there, but if it does, I would definitely like that.
Would you consider going to a small school, or would it only be like D1 or?
I've actually talked to a few small schools, and I don't know if I would. I don't know if I'd want to play at maybe a D3 school, maybe some D2 schools. D1 would be ideal, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
What are your team goals for this season?
Win a state championship.
And then what have you been doing to work towards that so far?
Every day we treat practice as if the game that following week is the state championship, so we just give incredible effort every day, in and out, and give it our all.
What are your personal goals for this season?
Personal goals is just to do whatever I can to help the team reach our team goal, because football's a team sport and that's what it's all about. So if we win a state championship, then I did my job helping the team do that.
Is there anything you're specifically working on in practice right now, or like something you need to do better, or something you're focusing on?
Personally, myself,
yeah.
Just leadership. I try to be as good an example to my peers and especially the underclassmen, because those guys are the future of East, and we want to keep winning state championships. So better goal the seniors and I set for them, better the program gets.
And then I guess that could go the same for team. Is there anything you're focusing specifically as a team right now?
Discipline. We've been good the first few games, but you can always make little improvements, and that's what we're working, because to win a state championship you have to be perfect in almost every aspect of the game.
What are key factors to your achievement and success?
Key factors are just teamwork as a whole. There's really no star players on the East team,
Mm-hmm.
so that really allows us to all work together, and all the running backs get the ball, all the linemen do their job, all the defensive backs make the tackles, D linemen shoot through the gaps, so everyone just works together in their own way, and that's how we find our success.
What is your biggest accomplishment in sports so far? And not necessarily just limited to like high school, but just in general.
Winning a state championship last year, my junior year, that was a pretty big accomplishment. It was a pretty big honor. If we're just talking about football, there's also wrestling that's happened. But with football, I'd say the state championship is the biggest accomplishment.
If you could have anything in your sports career, like even including in the future and going to college, what would be like your biggest dream you could have?
My biggest dream?
Yeah.
To get another ring my senior year.
Okay. What will be your biggest challenge as a team this year?
There's a few positions that we have to fill from seniors leaving last year, and so far we've done that pretty well, but we just need to keep that up and make sure all those guys filling those positions, confidence is high and they keep playing at the level they can.
What will be your biggest challenge personally this year?
Personally, my biggest challenge is, that's hard because it's just a team sport, so
Yeah.
my biggest challenge is just being there every day, giving 100% effort, which is what I want to do, but yeah, I don't really know what my biggest challenge would be because
Okay.
it's just such a team sport.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you have a sports hero?
Not yet, no, not really.
You don't? Out of any athlete, you don't look up to anyone?
I mean, obviously you look up to players. Ray Lewis, I always like watching his motivational videos. Sometimes before games I do. I don't know if I'd call him my hero, but he definitely motivates me.
Do you have just a favorite player? Who, like...
I used to like Dwayne Bowe a lot because in elementary school I met him, and when he was playing for the Chiefs, it was fun to watch him because I shook his hand and talked to him. Now he's not playing for the Chiefs anymore, but he used to be one of my favorite players.
Who do you think has had the biggest influence on your sports career so far?
My dad being my coach in Little League and kind of teaching me how sports work and just growing me up as an athlete, that's definitely made a big difference in my life, having my dad be there.
I know sometimes that dynamic can be kind of hard. Did it ever like affect your relationship outside of sports?
No, it really didn't. I never really thought about him as a coach or dad. He was just dad who was the coach.
That makes sense. What's the best advice for sports you've ever gotten?
I've heard just go out there every day and nobody else should know. Nobody else should know that you don't love the sport to the fullest. So what you show everyone else is that you're giving 100% effort every single day and that you love what you're doing.
What's the weirdest pregame ritual you've ever seen in all your years, even out of all the players you've been with?
I've heard some pretty funny ones, but some guys I've seen just headbutt each other like without their helmets on. There's some crazy football players. You see that in the locker room sometimes.
What ones are the ones that you've heard about?
I don't know if I should say this on camera.
Okay. Let me find where I am. Do you have any pregame rituals?
I like to just go out on the field, so when we get to the game, when we get there before the game, everyone goes out on the field and kind of walks around. I like to go out there just for a second and walk back, and then just kind of stand outside the locker room and just watch the team as they go back in and get ready, and just watch everyone get ready. I kind of like just relaxing before the game and just seeing how their mental attitude is that day.
Got it. Do you have any football traditions as a team?
Before every practice, we break it down and we get a little clap going. Then we put our hands up in the air and we do a little scream and then throw our hands down and we split up into our individual groups. That's something I'm probably not going to forget just because it's a fun way to start practice every single day.
Mm-hmm. After games, do you guys ever go and hang out with each other?
Yeah, a lot of times we have fifth quarters down at a church or somewhere that offers their space, and what that is pretty much parents just bring in a bunch of food and we go there and eat for an hour or two, and then we'll usually split off into our groups and hang out for the night and then wake up early in the morning for film.
What game have you been most excited for / are you most excited for this year? And not thinking like postseason, but just like coming up.
Game I'm most excited for coming up is, well, right now it's Shawnee Mission West because they're week 4. That's the best team we're going to play so far, and I'm just really excited for the challenge to beat a good team.
For that game, what are your expectations for it?
Win the game.
If you had to predict a score, what would it be?
I don't want to predict a score, but I'm confident that we'll win the game.
Is there anything you're working on specifically to beat West?
To beat West, we're just learning their defense, knowing where to fit on blocks, because I only do offense. So offense is learning where to fit on blocks, where to get the ball to, their weak spots, just looking where we can succeed best on the field.
What is your funniest moment you've had on the team so far? Or most like memorable?
Funniest or most memorable? A lot of the stuff is just in the locker room. Just there's a lot of jokes that go around before and after games. My sophomore year, Dom Atkinson, he'd always do that thing where he puts his hand out and acts like he's eating after a big win. He's a real character in the locker room, so I'd say Dom.
Yeah.
Dom was a good memory.
I remember him twerking.
Yeah, he twerked sometimes too.
What's your favorite thing about the team?
Just that we all play as one, and we all, especially this year, we all get along really well. And in school and outside of school, there's a lot of like cliques, but on the football team, all, I don't know, 90, 100 of us are kind of just one big friend group on the field, one big family. And that's kind of what it is. We're just one family on the field, and that's why we play so well together.
That's really awesome. So the season is really long, especially with postseason.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever get sick of it?
Oh, absolutely not. I love football.
That's great. What's the worst sports injury you've ever had?
Oh, man. Well, just last week I sprained my ankle and did something to my deltoid ligament in my foot. So that's actually put me out this week of practice, but I'll still be playing against West. But worst overall is during wrestling in Little League, going up through high school, my shoulder was tearing, and sophomore year it actually tore out during a match, so I had to get surgery on that and missed state my sophomore year because of that.
Ooh, that's rough.
Yeah.
With your injury, are you worried at all playing without having practice for a week?
No, I'm not worried.
Okay. And then I've heard about your mom's wings. Can you tell me about that?
Well, she's got the best wings in the neighborhood.
Okay.